Hey, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk, and so this week we've got Danny and the Demons, the Grail record I never knew about. So right now in my thrifting, my crate digging videos, which I'm generally have been releasing on a bi-weekly basis, they run about 6 months behind real time, so usually when you see a video, the footage was shot several months ago. I do more digging in the summer because I have more time than during the academic year, where I'm at work. Often during the academic year, I'll turn down going to an estate sale or auction on the weekend because I'm tired for work and I don't want to drive all that way and spend most of a day. I'd rather stay home and watch Premier League football and listen to my records. But here I'm going to put up some footage from my traditional start of the month dig, November 1st, at the local antique malls in hometown. I can do these quickly because I visited these places many times and I can rapidly go through and see if there's anything new record-wise or not. Often, many months, there's nothing new at all. There's absolutely nothing to make a video about. Occasionally, I have a nice score, and obviously those are what I'll put up on a video and I look impressive. This month was different in that I didn't score anything good, but I have an interesting story about a local record that I never knew about, and now I like to find. It's now one of my Grail records. So this month at the Peddler's Mall, I found these two plastic bins of 45s from a vendor I'd bought from before. The bins were being sold for $20 each. It wasn't that I could go through and cherry pick and buy a handful of records I would want at $1 each, which is usually what I like better.
Alright, it's the November check at the Peddler's Mall. This is the first new thing I've seen. 2 plastic tubs, each $20 each, full of naked dirty 45s. Actually bought from this vendor before, so there's a chance something will be decent. I wonder if it's all Christmas records. The first 2 are Christmas records, I think. Okay, I don't think it's all Christmas records, but of course I already have Elmo and Patsy's picture sleeve. That's the Halls. It's not all Christmas, but at least the front few are. I'll let you know if there's anything interesting enough to show you. There's a lot of water damage stuff like this. It was like in a basement that got flooded or a barn. So I'm pretty sure something really special is going to have to be in here. First bin was pretty sad. The most interesting records. What a Difference a Day makes by Esther Phillips. Blue Haze is an interesting band name, but I don't think they're as cool. It's the name. Basketball Jones with Cheech and Chong. But it's warped and everything's in bad shape. I'm passing on bin.
While I was digging to see if either of these 2 bins were going to be worth buying for the $20, some guy came up to me and he started to ask me questions about whether I was like a 45 RPM record collector. And at first I was a bit annoyed because I'm trying to look through the records. But he says he's been looking for one specific record. I asked him what it was, and he said it was Danny and the Demons, a local band that his dad had been in during the early 60s. His dad had been the bass player. I had never heard of them. So, of course, I went and looked them up.
So I should be looking for a local band called Danny and the Demons. This guy, Wakabai, told me about. His dad was in the band. I've never seen them. These are the interesting ones, although I don't think this one's going to be worth buying.
Yeah.
I'll look a few of these
I
up.
believe that's the only glass you wanted. Does she have the rest of them?
Well, I just asked her, is that all you want? She said, yeah, I think she got, I told her how many pictures I
They
sent.
look good to me. Polka. Marion Lush. Bet Marion was a Lush. Mostly Mozart. What I'm maybe having a little hope on is maybe this Ray Smith is something. Not in great shape though. Looked up that Danny and the Demons record. One and Done, Paducah 1963. Median 144. Hope the
And so here's what I found out. Here's what it's worth. So this record by Danny and the Demons has sold twice on Discogs, both times in Europe, for 100 and 150 euros. There's currently one copy on sale from a US seller that's listed at $300. Now, of course, I've never seen this record before. I did not find one today.
So Wildcat Fever. Here it is, just like a local novelty record from like 1980. Biggest barn in the world. They might be referring to Rupp Arena. It's all Kentucky Wildcat basketball oriented. This Frank Smith's and Jackie Cannon are both like the Unknown Country. Jackie Cannon, someone's trying to get 100. Median Discogs is 20. Frank Smith also. The Jackie Cannon's just in too bad of shape. The Frank Smith's in decent shape, but I'm less interested in it. And I'm not going to buy the whole bin just for that. The Jackie Cannon wasn't that good of shape. I would. Ray Smith, this is like a 1967, so this is like kind of his post one, his hits. And again, this one's also in really rough shape. So I am passing. The left-hand bin was actually something to think about. The right-hand bin's terrible.
About 18 months ago, I did find another local record on that same plain gold label as Danny and the Demons. And so towards the bottom there, it's really fuzzy on the record and without great focus. And I mean, it's just fuzzy on the record in general. Both the Danny and the Demons and this record by this band called The Rivals were made by Century Custom Recording Service out of Paducah, Kentucky. So this band, The Rivals, Discogs calls them garages. I think of it as more like sort of like your early 60s rock instrumental. It's not as surfy as Danny and the Demons. A little bit more old-fashioned rock and roll. I had bought this one, as I said, about 18 months ago for $1. It sells on Discogs for $25 to $75. Another thing that I did go ahead and do is I did go ahead and look to see if Danny and the Demons have ever appeared in any comps, and I did find a few such comps that existed. The compact disc CD version has both of their songs on it. But if I want to have it on vinyl, I'm going to have to buy two separate records, two separate compilations to get both the Felpio song, which is the A side, and Countdown, which is the B side on it. And of course, as I said, Danny and the Demons are basically Paducah, Kentucky's version of the Ventures. And if I had seen this in the wild, between the plain label, the name of the band, which kind of sounds like it's going to be rockabilly or garage, or in this case, it was somehow Ohio River Surf, and especially once I saw the local address, it would be a no-brainer blind buy for $1 or $2, and I would have bought that entire bin of records for $20 just for that record if I saw it. I like to think I would have given it to that dude who is the bass player's son, who obviously has the nostalgic connection to the record that I'm not going to have. And so what I'm going to do in 2 weeks from now is I'm going to promise some footage of me actually finding some valuable records. Not a what-if story like this week. What if I found Danny and the Demons? I did not. Maybe I will in the future, but probably not. Or that I bought dozens of records I don't want, including all those class of 1961 multiple copies like a few weeks ago. I'll have a few more videos of me finding records in the wild in December to work through the backlog of footage, and I'm going to have an end of the year best records of 2025 video, and of course I'll be doing some vinyl tag action in early 2026.